What's up YouTube? In today's video we have a super exciting one. We're going to be doing an unboxing. You probably already know what the unboxing is just by reading the description, but this is something that I've been waiting for a long time. Now in the past I have always loved Blackmagic and the company and what it is that they do. I have shot a lot with their past products and their past cameras, and as soon as I found out that they were announcing this camera here, I knew that I had to have one. So let's get on with the unboxing and let's see what comes in this camera kit. So here it is, guys. The box is fairly small. You know, it's shoebox size. It's not too big. It's what you would expect the Pocket Cinema Camera to come in. So looking at the top or the front, however you want to look at it, I would call it the top. It just says Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, which is a mouthful, but you know, I like that they name their cameras very technically. It just, to me, it's straight to the point, let you know which camera it is. It's a lot better than having all the iterations of numbers in them. Like the A6400 is newer than the A6500. Canon's camera naming system is all over the place. It's so hard to keep up with which camera's new, which camera's old, and where they fall in the consumer, prosumer, and professional, you know, pyramid there. Alright, so looking through this, this of course includes DaVinci Resolve, Blackmagic RAW, this shoots RAW, ProRes, and it just tells you that you can use CFast, SDXC, and SDXC2 cards. So if we go to the back side, we're going to look right here. And this just tells you about your flexible full-size HDMI 10-bit HDR video output. This is talking about our connections here. This says professional audio includes 4 built-in low-noise professional microphones for crystal clear audio, plus balanced mini XLR phantom power and 3.5mm stereo input. Tells you that you have a USB-C expansion port, which allows you to record to SSDs, which is a major thing. We've got one of those here as well. This is something else that we're gonna unbox. So moving to this side, this just basically is a quick description, just tells you what it is. Next generation handheld 4K digital film camera with full 4/3 HDR sensor, dual native ISO, and direct recording to USB-C discs. So this thing has dual native ISO, which means it is fantastic in low light. We will make a technical low light video on this, so be on the lookout for that. And then this backside here just tells you it has a large 5-inch LCD screen, lets you quickly focus and frame shots, monitor with 3D LUTs, see peaking focus indicators, and more. It tells you about the Blackmagic operating system and multi-function controls. Backside here, advanced portable design, cinematic 4K sensor, professional media. This sort of just, you know, gives you an outline of everything that's in the box itself. Pretty handy little chart on the back of this. Alright, so guys, I'm super excited to open this up. I've got major plans for this camera, so expect tons of videos on this. So, you know, we've got the old trusty unboxing knife here, and we're gonna go into it. So something I've always said, and shout out to Justin James in his latest video, he talks about not destroying your box. So don't do one of these where you just stab into there. Be careful, it protects your resale value later on if you plan on reselling. Plus, you never know if you could damage the products on the inside, right? So here we go. So let's get this plastic wrap off. Let's get rid of that. And we are going to dig in and open it up. All right, so we have this little leaflet that says welcome. This is very important. Don't throw this away. If you happen to get this camera, we're gonna set that to the side. Here's DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve 15 Studio. Now, as I was saying about DaVinci Resolve, you can also download like a free version of it, like DaVinci Resolve Lite. If you don't have this camera and you want to learn that program, I definitely highly recommend you doing that, especially if you plan on getting this. But again, it's on a little SD card right here. So the SD card right here is how you download it on your computer, and it works on PC, Mac, or whatever. Like I said, this is extremely important. If you get this, do not throw this away. People would pay to have this. So if you just don't want to use it, you can sell this by itself. All right, so the next thing is the battery. So these batteries right here are LPE6. So these are in a lot of your Canon cameras. They're not really the greatest batteries. And I was actually really surprised to see that Blackmagic is using these in this camera. But I have a couple extra of these laying around already from when I used to shoot Canon. So, and these are pretty cheap when you buy them secondhand or buy them on eBay or whatever. You can get a lot of these for cheap. So that's not that big of an issue. Plus, with this camera, you're gonna be wanting to use an external power source like a power bank or like even V-mounting batteries to the back side of it. So this right here isn't that big of a deal. It only comes with one though. So if you're relying on this, just know you're gonna have to buy more. And then you have your AC power here. Pretty standard, right? You have your AC power, so you can plug into the wall. And Blackmagic is kind enough to give you all of these adapters. Here's what they look like. This is essentially what it comes with. They're all in there, so this is great if you do a lot of traveling. Pretty helpful, Blackmagic, to include those. All right, so now we lift up this, toss that to the side, and guys, there it is. So this camera has been on a wait list for a long time. When it came out, for the specs of this camera, professionals, you know, amateurs, everybody's just grabbing it up. The pre-orders were crazy on this. I didn't want to order it as soon as pre-orders came out because I knew the wait list was going to be absolutely insane. And sometimes with when you get pre-orders for any camera company and you start getting the first iterations of them, the first batch, a lot of times you run into issues. So I waited, you know, a few months, and when I ordered mine, I was able to get it basically next day, which is freaking amazing. So shout out to Kellards, not sponsored by them, but Kellards is an amazing company. Their customer support is pretty good. I just asked them, hey, you got any in stock? And they replied almost immediately, and then they sent it super fast. Like I said, I basically got it next day, and I just paid for standard shipping, so shout out to them. All right, guys, so here it is. Let's put this to the side. So, it is about the same size that you figure it would be. It's about the size of, you know, a DSLR, maybe a little bit bulkier with the grip and whatnot, but it is about the size of a DSLR. It's about as heavy as like a, you know, like a Canon 80D or something like that. It's not too heavy, but the grip on it feels super nice, especially if you have bigger hands. My hands are probably medium size, and it wraps around it just fine, so that's pretty great. Of course, like I said, it's got a micro 4/3 lens, or mount on it, should I say. It's got a micro 4/3 mount, and so you're gonna need to buy micro 4/3 lenses. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I've never owned a micro 4/3 camera, but I did buy one, so we're gonna put that on here in a minute. So you can mount EF lenses and, you know, your Nikkor lenses and all of that with adapters, but it's natively micro 4/3. So if you look at this, you've got your microphones here, which I actually heard that these onboard mics aren't terrible. You have a photo button here to take stills, which is great if you're like location scouting or something. That's probably what I would use that for. Your record button there. You have a record button here. ISO, looks like shutter speed, white balance, different function buttons up here. I'm going to find out what those do. And then move into the back, you've got a aperture control. It looks like maybe a digital zoom. HFR, which I think is high frame rate. That might be your digital zoom there. A menu button and your play button, probably to take you through your images. you have a strap connection here if you want to put a strap on it, and then going to the ports on the side, you've got your AC input here, your 12 volt, your USB, so this is where you're gonna plug in your SSD, I believe, and then you have a mini XLR input here for any type of onboard mics that you want to put on this. And then up here you have your HD out, full size, and then up here you have a 3.5mm jack and a headphone input. So you can monitor your audio. That's pretty awesome on a camera like this. And here you have a 1/4-20 mount that you can mount stuff on top of the camera, and that's unfortunately what I'm gonna have to do until I get a cage for this. And then here you have a indicator whether or not you're recording. This right here I think illuminates red when you're recording, so it lets you know from far away whether or not you're recording. And like I said, all of your inputs there. On the bottom you have your battery compartment. You slide your battery in like so, and then you close the door. You have your 1/4-20 thread there. You have an exhaust vent. So battery compartment here. Going to this side, in your hand grip, this is where you would put your CFast cards, or you would put your SD cards in right there. Like I said, I'm mainly going to be recording to this Samsung T5 SSD. It's 500 gig, but you can get them, 1, 2 terabyte and up. So these right here are very good for shooting your 4K out of this camera, and from what I've read and what I've seen online, they're good for the Blackmagic RAW. So this is going to be great. Now let's see if this turns on. I doubt the battery's charged, but let's give it a shot. Oh, that's a tough button to press. All right, well, we got a red. It's on. It's freaking on. It came with a little bit of charge on the battery. That's amazing. So now, this was red, now it's green. So this button is a hard push. Do you guys remember when I was reviewing this Blue Yeti microphone Blackout Edition, and I was talking about how I love the analog feel of the buttons? This has those. So, are you ready to hear this? Are you into ASMR? Listen to this. Right? It's good, right? Okay. Well guys, this was just an unboxing. I'm definitely going to put up a lot of actual footage of this, but this is just to show you what comes in the box. Like I said, you get the camera itself, you get DaVinci Resolve, you get all of these different outlets, or all these international plugs to put on your AC adapter to plug into the wall, so you can power that via, wall power. And then of course you have your instruction manual here on this SD card as well. So all of these come in here, plus a battery, and that's basically it, guys. I mean, that is your Blackmagic Design Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So if you want to see all of this that I added on, I will put up another video, and eventually, as I kit this thing out, I will let you guys see everything that I do to it. We'll upload multiple videos on it, and expect tons of footage from this guy. I plan on shooting with this tomorrow and the next few days to give you guys a taste of what it can actually do, because this camera is simply amazing. Alright guys, so thank you for watching. If you haven't subbed the channel, go ahead and sub the channel, because the content and the videos are just gonna get better. Hit any of those buttons below. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And as always guys, remember, just go shoot. I'll catch you on the next one.